All right, we are live. It is Greg and Neil here, Monday night, 7 o'clock, February 1st. Welcome to our live stream. Hope you're having
Woohoo.
a good night. So you can join us every Monday night at 7 o'clock. This is where Greg and I kind of talk about stuff that we don't normally get to talk about or things that we shoot on video, but we get more time to talk about it live and in person than rather just on a pre-recorded video of 10 minutes or something like that.
And for
So
those who are watching the replay, leave a comment on topics that you'd like for us to pick around and get our opinion about or our viewpoint. We're always happy to share that.
yeah, and also for everybody watching, if a different time on Monday works for us to do a live stream where you can be live and interact, ask questions, we'd love to have some feedback on when you'd be able to participate with us and be able to be a part of the topics and subjects that we're talking about, because we like being able to answer questions live with other people on, or working you through different problems. Last week we talked about profit first for a while, and somebody had a question that we were able to answer for them and able to kind of clear up about profit first. So that was good. Hello, Rebecca. We see your comment there, looking at us from LinkedIn. So we are live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So if you're not watching this on YouTube, then be sure you go to our YouTube channel, Matterhorn Business Development, subscribe there, and stay up to date on everything that we do. We do 3 videos a week, 1 live stream, 2 recorded videos, and we've got some other stuff in the works as well. So be sure you follow us over on Matterhorn Business Development's YouTube channel to stay up to date on everything that's going on. So tonight, what we're going to talk about here is organization, tools, and things that, for those of you who don't know, Greg is a very busy person. He heads up many different projects. And so people are usually wondering, like, well, how do you go from working on this project to this project and keeping your mind straight and organized and everything together so that you actually understand what it is that you're doing when you go from helping somebody with their business to working on one of your nonprofits or whatever it might be. So we've done some videos sporadically through the YouTube channel that kind of cover different aspects, but with excuse me, with the live stream and not having to worry about editing and things like that, why don't we talk about how you stay so organized heading up multiple projects, what tools you use so that entrepreneurs and CEOs and whatnot can also be organized.
Yeah, and I'll tell you kind of the way this evolved is like I had, like, here next to my desk, I have a bunch of folders. And so I had different projects, different client folders, and what was happening is we were meeting at our space sharing for Matterhorn, and I would take the folders that I would need for a few hours or the day, but then what was happening regularly is I wouldn't have the folder that I needed when I needed it because another call would pop up. And so then I'm calling my wife, sending her into the office to get the folder to take pictures that she can text to me. And Abby's watching this and she's like, we have to do something about this. So Abby really is the one that I have to thank for helping me get organized, because she checked out several digital notepads. And the one that she settled on, and I didn't even question Abby's research because she's super smart. The one that she settled on is called ReMarkable. Get that? There we go. And so I want to go over this briefly because this is priceless. Once I got this ReMarkable digital pad, I got it organized, and I'll explain a little bit about that here. We also have some YouTube videos about it, but this was a 100% game changer, because instead then of having a piece of paper inside a folder that I had to like lug around, drag around, and quite possibly misplace or, not have what I needed. Then now I just have everything organized here inside the ReMarkable. So it's a digital notepad. It'll also hold PDF files. So, for example, when I'm doing a client interview, I have a form that I follow, like what kind of business do you have? How many years have you been in business? What's the biggest problem you have? So I have that resident on my ReMarkable tablet, and I do the interview. It really is for me a digital notepad. And then I can organize everything by business and by project. So three main activities right now are obviously Matterhorn. Then I have a nonprofit called the Private Dentist Alliance. And the purpose of that nonprofit is to help align and create a membership group for private practicing dentists so they get advantages of each other's help without being in a large group or corporate setting. And then we have another company called Patient Reactivation Solutions that Neil and I are partners with a good friend of ours, Pat. And so we have that company whose job is to help dentists reactivate existing patients. And so there's all kinds, and every day there's really three main projects that I'm working on constantly. And so I want to just show a little bit about how this ReMarkable tablet works. And so if you look here, this is a little bit of a challenge. So
I'm going to try and change the view, by the way, and see if I can there you go.
Oh, there we go. That helps. So there are folders across the top. Here is PDA, that's Private Dentist Alliance. This is Matterhorn. This is the Reactivation Recall company. And then I have a personal folder for any personal projects or notes that I need to make. And so then it's all touch screen. So if I touch on the Matterhorn folder, now I have a clients folder. So all our current clients are in there. And so then I can touch there. And then I have a folder for every client. And so
do you basically keep all of the client information that you need? It's each one has its own notes, what you talked about last time you were on the phone with them.
Yep.
Almost like a doctor, being a dentist, keeps a chart. It's almost like you have a chart for every client in your ReMarkable, so that no matter when they call or where you're at, you have all of your notes and everything there.
Yeah, and that's very accurate description. So I can be anywhere. I can, even in my car, I can open up the client folder. I can be chatting with the client on the call. And then generally there's always something, I need to send them an email, get them a referral of some kind, maybe for an accountant. So there's always a space at the end of my notes for things that I'm responsible for. And so then when I get to my destination, I have everything recorded there. And then this basically makes my battle plan for the day and the week. And so I'm not forgetting things.
Yeah.
And so everything is recorded here. And then with different projects, like I'll get a phone call on another project. And so then I can just open it up and basically then just go from project to project, folder to folder, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm not losing track of everything. The other thing I started to do that was incredibly helpful, because I do spend a lot of time on the phone, is whenever I'm on the phone, I record, not verbally, but I take notes of the call. So who I'm with, well, here, for example, so here I had a call the other day with Grant and Lyle on the 28th. This is what we spoke about. And then very important things, there's a highlighter feature. So I've got the last item highlighted of what I need to do. And so for me, it because sometimes I'm working on so many things, and it's really to get scattered. So I'm like, wait a minute, that call, what was that call about? What was I supposed to do? What are they doing? So I don't have to sit here and spend time trying to remember. I just open up that phone call. I'm like, oh yeah, that's what we were doing. They're supposed to do this, et cetera, et cetera.
Now, two questions I have.
Yes.
One is somebody in the comment asked if it could be interfaced with dental software for patient registration. I
No.
don't think so, right?
Yeah, it's not.
It's not like an iPad or a tablet that you can integrate. It's more like a note-taking system, a filing system. It kind of like replaces a notebook and a filing cabinet rather than
software.
anything else. Yeah, I think probably, doctor, you would probably look for some sort of an iPad device or a tablet like that that might be able to integrate. This also could you would you be able to take patient notes on this? You could do patient notes, right? But no, because then dental patient software is going to have that on a tablet anyway.
Right.
Yeah. I'd say this would be more like a personal thing, like running the practice, like running your business, like notes from your staff meetings,
Right.
being an executive like how Greg's using it. I don't think it would be so much of a patient software thing.
Right. Like what I would do if I were still in practice, I would
Yeah.
have a folder for the practice. And then inside that folder, I would have a notebook. So if you get the idea, you have a folder and then a spiral bound notebook inside that folder.
Right.
I would have a spiral bound notebook for all the projects I'm working on as the owner.
Yeah.
And
So I would you could use the ReMarkable for that, but not for patient type stuff.
Correct.
My other thing I wanted to ask you is I remember before you got the ReMarkable, you had gotten like a Mont Blanc, a really, really fancy, expensive Mont Blanc note-taking system that like recorded your hand strokes. What was that, and why did you switch over to the ReMarkable? And then also, we have another comment from LinkedIn with Noemi. Where do we get the tablet? It's just remarkable.com, right?
Yeah.
They're made out of, I think, Norway or Sweden.
Yeah, someplace up in that area.
Yeah, they're made over there. Go to remarkable.com or just Google ReMarkable tablet and you buy it from there. This is the ReMarkable 2 that he's showing right now, that he uses, but before that he had the original ReMarkable tablet as well.
Yep.
Both are fantastic. But yeah, so before the ReMarkable, you had this like really state-of-the-art Mont Blanc thing, which was probably almost as expensive, if not more than a ReMarkable tablet.
$700.
Yeah.
And it's really, really cool. It basically is a notepad, and you have a blank sheet of paper, and you take this special pen with a special stylus in it, and you record on the sheet of paper, and then behind there is a sensor which records the movement of the stylus. And so then you have an app, and your notes then are uploaded to your iPad or your computer. And this was okay, but the limitation of this is that there is a piece of paper. It's not a very big piece of paper. It's maybe, I don't know, 5 by 7 ish. But then you couldn't move the pieces of paper around from folder to folder, and it was very clunky and very bulky.
Yeah. And then you had to actually buy paper for it, right?
Yeah. Then, as a matter of fact, what I did, these little booklets are like, I don't know, $50 or $60. So I used one side, and then if I took the booklet out and flipped it over, then I got the other blank page that I could use again. And I mean, it was just,
it's more like a fancy novelty, like, like buying a Ferrari pen. You're like, ooh, I have a Ferrari pen, but it's just a regular pen. It's not a Ferrari. It's yeah.
If you even look at you just compare the size of these two items.
Yeah.
It's not even close. And then this has the ability for folders, organization, download PDF files, etc. So it made just a huge, huge difference. Rebecca, are you able to link it with Google Calendar? No, no. Now,
ReMarkable is like a very fancy notepad with an
mhm,
infinite capability of storage and an infinite capability of organizing your notes and your files. You can import PDFs and you can export PDFs from it,
yep,
but it's not going to integrate with it's an amazing limitless notebook,
yeah,
and that's just how you have to think with it. Is it's for people like what Greg was saying is we have 15, 20, 30 different clients that he's working with throughout a week or 2 week period, all with their own situations. um, and so instead of having paper charts that he has to take from office to office or appointment to appointment, if we were meeting with one of our clients at their office, you would have to bring their actual chart with you. You
right,
know, now you just have everything on a tablet. You're
yeah,
you're traveling and you're going to lecture somewhere. You have all of your client notes in your carry-on bag. That's
yeah,
that's what that's really for.
yeah. And also, two other really cool things. If you write well, you hit a button and this will convert it to text. And then you have a text document, not just something in writing, which I don't use that feature. It doesn't matter to me. The other really cool thing is I can email anything that I write so that I like for example, the
Yeah,
PDF file of the prospective client interview. I
yeah,
take all the notes on here, then I email that to myself, and then I can store it because I have a folder on my desktop with all the client notes for every client also. And by the
yeah.
way, this is also backed up to my desktop, and I can also back it up on my iPad. So at any time I can. Now I can't write with this stylus on the iPad and make it work or change it. But I guess the point is that it's very versatile. It'll convert handwriting to text.
Yeah.
You can send an email any document you have, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So for me, it's a fantastic way just to keep everything organized and all in one place, and it's always with me. I have I don't know how long I've had it now, 2 years, something like that, year and a half, 2 years. This is
Oh
the
man, well, you got the original one, yeah, I guess 2 years ago, and then the
it was
second
2 years.
one just came in like a
Yeah,
month
the
or
second
so
one.
ago.
Yeah, I got the second one in October. This is version
Oh,
two.
that's right. It was October. Yeah.
And version two, version one was $700. Version two is actually $400. And if you're interested, this is the stylus. Um, this stylus was $50. They have one with an eraser on the end that's $100.
Get the one with the eraser.
Get the one with the eraser.
Yeah.
When I ordered mine, my goodness, I ordered this in May or so last year. It was a pre-order, and
And then
the
the virus came through, everything got delayed.
yeah, I was supposed to get it in like June, and I ended up getting it in October. But the I wanted the stylus with the eraser on the end, but that
It
option
wasn't available yet or
wasn't
something like
available.
that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was in group two at the time, and it wasn't available. But I guess for me, the bottom line is, and this has been probably when I started the whole folder thing was over 2 years ago. I have so much going on, and I'd forgotten something that I was supposed to do, and I'm like, okay, that has to change. So that's when I started the folders with the paper. And so that was working up to a point of a certain amount of volume, and then that no longer worked. And so this is where the digital feature now of this is just, to me, priceless.
Yeah, and I think it's funny is a lot of people think executives just sit at their desk and take notes and tell people what to do. But nowadays, executives are mobile, entrepreneurs are mobile. We
Yep.
work from airports, hotel lobbies. Well, we used to work from airports and hotel lobbies. Now it's our bedrooms and our couches. Um, but the ReMarkable having something that you can travel with is much more needed than it used to be even
Yep.
just a year or so ago. Um, so the ReMarkable is a way of doing that. And then obviously you also have, we've talked a lot about ReMarkable, but what's the other tool that you use to keep your head straight as an executive?
Well, and
Unless there's something else you want to say about ReMarkable before I change the
no, no,
subject.
no, that's pretty much it. I mean, it just picture it like a digital sheet of paper that keeps everything organized. But
And it
then,
makes it easy for you to jump between one business and project to, you and I are going to end this live stream and then you're going to go do something else
that's
for
right.
one of those organizations in your ReMarkable.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, that's right.
you have everything you need right there.
Right there.
Yep.
And then as far as like a day-to-day planner of some kind, so there are digital features on phones, but I don't know. I couldn't make it work. And I wanted to see more of a week at a glance, month at a glance kind of a thing. And so I'm more of an analog guy. So there's this really cool system called Tool, TUL, and it's not a 3-ring binder. These little plastic discs right here hold a sheet of paper that's edged like that, and so then you just put the paper down in between those little discs, and then it looks like this. So and again, before I got my ReMarkable, I was trying to use this for that. But then again, I couldn't categorize all the notes and such. But the feature that I absolutely love is the calendar on the tool. So, and I've even got mine organized with colored tabs. So the red tab at the bottom is last month, the yellow tab is this month, and the blue tab is next month. So here, if we look at, we just turned the page here on February. March, I haven't recorded much of anything there yet, but February, that's filling up. And then just so you know that I do work, that's January. So, always a lot going on. And so that's the month, but then this is the weekly item. So then, my day-to-day items here, different appointments, times, phone calls, tasks that need to be done are all recorded here. And then the red tab is for this week, and the yellow tab is for next week. And so then I get down to more specifics by date and time like this. So I think, Neil, you use a digital feature on your phone for your day-to-day or week-to-week activities.
So I actually you and I are very similar. We like to have, I like visuals. I like being able to I like to sit at a desk and have everything I need in front of me. I don't like scrolling through folders. I don't like scrolling through files.
Yeah.
So I bounce a little bit depending on what I'm doing. I have the majority of stuff in either a tool binder or another thing that I use, which of course when I need it, I don't have it. Oh wait, here it is. Um, Another thing that I use, which I have to get back into, it's a little bit out of date, is I actually have like a calendar.
Calendar.
Yeah, and I can write on it in different colors. So I have a couple projects I do as well. So I have things color coded. So I just do as a dry erase marker, and different colors are different things. So I can look at it and know, okay, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing that. Now, that is used for like the bigger things that I have to do, client appointments, interviews, and then obviously as stuff comes up through the day, I use my tool binder to make notes and stuff like that. So I'm similar to you in that regard.
Well, and I guess for me, you can say, well, I can remember this. I can remember, my haircut in 2 weeks at 10 a.m. or whatever.
Right.
Well, and you probably can remember that. But then you have to take some part of your mind and put that in there, and then you have to be scanning around your mind all the time.
Right.
Oh yeah. Whereas for me, it first of all, it's not okay to miss an appointment.
Right.
Even my haircut. That's not okay. Uh, just unprofessional,
Mine's done
unorganized.
tomorrow. Mine's getting done tomorrow, so it's a little long right now.
But I guess I did not like having to sit down and recall what I needed to do today or tomorrow or this week.
Yeah.
And because it took, like, I don't know, let's say you have 100 attention units, I had to use one attention unit that could have been used for something else to like label that haircut, next Tuesday at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
So for me, it's much easier, much controlled, more controlled and more organized to record the conversations, record the interviews, have some sort of a method now, some sort of a system where the weekly battle plan, the monthly battle plan is all recorded and it's in writing. I don't have to think about it. And so it frees up a lot of my mind. I don't know
Yeah,
how to
Rebecca
describe
says in
it.
the comments she likes receiving alerts an hour before, which is why a lot of people
Absolutely.
prefer using like a Google Calendar because it's going to alert you. I
Yeah.
guess for me personally, I don't usually have a time management problem. So I'm never caught off guard by the fact of like, oh my God, I have to leave now. I never get an alert on my phone and go, holy crap, what? Like
Yeah.
it's always kind of just integrated. Everybody's sense of time is different and what they need is different. You and I are very much like visual type people. Like I look at my calendar, I write it down in my calendar. It's sitting at my desk. It's propped up here with my dry erase board or whatever. And that's like usually all I need to think with how my day is going to run or what's going to happen. So
Yeah.
everybody's obviously different. Um, but
Well, and
I
that's
think
the
for an
point.
entrepreneur who bounces between different activities,
Mhm.
I would not be able to bounce between all of my activities with just a digital platform. That's me personally, probably like you. I gotta be able to visually look at it and just know how my day's gonna go or what I'm gonna do or what
Mhm.
is the next big thing that I have to think with or whatever. That's why I like having things written down and I like being visual. Now, obviously, I use my computer for everything and I have Excel spreadsheets and I've got client interviews. But when I'm doing like a client interview, I like being able to write it because also what I've noticed for me is when I'm talking to somebody and I'm writing it in my tool notebook, I can remember writing it because I'm sitting there writing it. Whereas if
Right.
I'm typing stuff, I can't remember what I typed. So it makes it more my own. It makes it more real for me when I'm writing it down in my binder. And it's just more memorable, I think.
But I guess my point here is you have to figure out what works for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not trying to have anybody be me, but I want to give you ideas because honestly, I think you're tying up too much of your mind trying to remember stuff.
Yeah.
Right? You just wrote it down on this day at this time. Uh, it just it frees up my creativity. Honestly, I'm just a creative kind of a guy, and I would consider myself an innovator in whatever area that I'm doing,
Yeah.
uh, working. And so trying to take my mind and remember things and tie it up when it's just easy enough to write it down, that it's just kind of like it really unclutters my mind. So I would just recommend anybody who's watching this figure out a system, whether it's digital, whether it's analog with folders or whatever. Just figure out a system that works for you, and
Yeah.
then really get after it.
For me, I think like when I run sales organizations or I go into big companies that do a lot of selling, to me, the computer systems that they use are more insane than
Same.
sane.
Yeah.
You know, I tell people, "Oh yeah, look, you could tell somebody, "Hey, look at my ReMarkable and look, I have all my client notes." And they go, "Oh yeah, but Salesforce does that." And okay, well, get into Salesforce. Oh, I have to type in my password. I got to go over here. I got to go here. Then I go to clients, and then I go to my portal, and then I click this, and then I click that, and then I run this report, and then I do this, and then I do that. And then it's like, see, it's there. And it's like, man, that's like 80 steps to get to where you're trying to go.
Right.
Whereas for you, you turn on your Remarkable, you hit Matterhorn, you hit client folder, and there's all your notes. It's like, to me, that is more streamlined and takes less effort than these
Mm.
huge, complicated sales crap that they have. And that's just more. Uh, I've gone into places and I'm like, where's your notes? And it takes them 5 minutes to get me the information, whereas they should just have it right there on their desk, you know.
Well, and then
So
the other thing I wanted to go over is I usually do this on Sunday night or Monday morning. Today, this is everything that I need to get done for the week. And so I have, it's kind of hard to do backwards. So this is Matterhorn, and this is the nonprofit, and then this is the other business here, and this is personal. And then I take a yellow so this is everything that I need to get done this week. And then I take my highlighter and I highlight what needs to be done today or today and tomorrow, the urgent items. And then as I get those done, then I scratch them off. Like right before I jumped on here, like I got that item done. So I get to scratch that off. And the other thing that for me, that makes me feel good is I'm checking things off. It's almost like giving me a gold star. It's like I did that. And look,
good job, Craig.
Look at everything that I got done today.
Yeah.
So you have to like play your own mind game with yourself.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, to me, it's a sign of professionalism to be organized, to be on time, to be timely in responding to communication, to be timely in getting communication delivered. So that's where I have to write things down, and that way I don't forget and I don't have to remember, or I have to sit there and like, what was that again? So because I've always got it recorded. Now, there's another valuable tool that we use extensively here at Matterhorn, and that is a software. It's a project management software called Asana, ASANA. And for any project that you are running that has like step-by-step items that needs to be done, that is priceless. It's invaluable.
That's the reminder that Rebecca's looking for. Asana is the digital version of like, this has to be done right now. Here's your reminder. Here's your notice. Here's your, everything.
Yeah. So then let's say that I have, like, for example, with the nonprofit, I had a convention that I was running, and there's so many things going on, so many different people. I had volunteers for this and that and vendors. And so then what you can do is with a project like that is you lay out all the steps that need to be done. You give a due date when everything needs to be done. And then you click on the email of the person who's responsible for that. And then you can set alerts that get emailed to that person. This project needs to be done on this day. And so then when it's done, then you as the project manager, when they click on done, you get a notification that that task is done. So it's just super, super organized. It's a fabulous project management software. And then with all of our Matterhorn mentoring clients, they have things that they need to get done between our calls, whether it's weekly call or every other week. And so then we have an account for each client. And so basically, when we're on the call with the client, Abby has Asana open. We have their account open, their workspace. It's called an Asana. And then we're just making, okay, by next call, you need to do this, you need to do this, or the staff member needs to do that. The staff member will get an email reminder. And so then on the next call, we pull up everything that was supposed to be done by that day. What about this? What about this? What about this? Oh, we didn't get that done. We need to change the date or whatever. So I'm just I'm just all about being organized and getting done what you say when you said you were going to get it done. And so we have on our YouTube channel, we have videos on all of this. We have videos on ReMarkable. We have a video on ReMarkable and Tool, combining both of those. Abby has done 2 or 3 videos on Asana. Again, that's ASANA. And I think their website is just asana.com.
Yeah, I think so.
It's just, these are the tools that help us help our clients and keep us organized, professional, and sane.
Yeah.
So,
Now you got a question there, or you got somebody in the if you see the comments there from Nathan,
oh
he's
yeah,
talking about ReMarkable. So he says he feels like somebody needs to tell ReMarkable that the ReMarkable should be designed first as a next gen enhanced planner, second support goal tracker and note organizer that supports. He wants it I guess he wants it to be more of a planner, check marking, completing items, calendar integration, and then using notes to support that. Personally, I feel like that's not what they're trying to do because so many other people are doing that. I think it's
yeah, I
trying
don't.
to be a digital filing system, which I think it does pretty well. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, and I don't know that. I mean, I have no idea what their next generation evolution is. I haven't seen any, progression or future forecast of them doing something like that. That could be in the works. But their niche right now, and they're very hot in this niche, is using it just as a digital document organizer. So those are all good ideas, Nathan. I don't know if that really is the purpose of the company, and that's why the note tab or the digital notepad was designed. I could see where it could have that functionality, but I don't know that that's the direction that they want to go.
I feel like it's kind of like, or if for Remarkable 3, maybe they have two different versions. Like, you've got the Amazon Kindle, which is the, well, it evolved into the Kindle Fire, which is the full color screen, and you can download movies, and it does, everything.
Right.
And then they went back to the old school, just paper white edition, where it's just a book.
Yeah.
And I feel like Remarkable is like you buy this when you just want to read a book and not buying a tablet that does everything. And I feel like that's how the Remarkable is at.
And Remarkable is an e-document reader. I mean, you can download books onto it. It does have that feature, but
Well, there you go.
but as far as using it as a planner and all of that, I haven't heard that that's the
You don't
direction.
buy the Remarkable to like turn on your kitchen lights and lock your security system. You buy an iPad that does all that stuff. But
Right.
I feel like they're really trying to be a niche
Mhm,
and they're trying to serve a particular niche of people who want notes and take notes.
mhm.
And that's what it's doing. And then, Rebecca, to answer your question, she's watching on LinkedIn. You just go to YouTube and type in Matterhorn Business Development, and
Ah,
you'll see us on there. But to answer to what you're talking about, Nathan, I do see what you're saying. I feel like they're letting other people out there do that job because we get questions all the time, like, or stupid comments all the time in our Remarkable videos saying that Greg's old and he is using the wrong tablet, and why don't you use the iPad, and why don't
well,
you use this? And it's
I
like,
was
well,
just
I'm
gonna
not
say,
trying to.
so here's my iPad, and
Yeah.
they do have apps for this, but I will tell you, I hate writing on glass.
Yeah, it's a
It's
totally different thing.
it's so weird. And I will tell you, especially the Remarkable too, this is got friction to it, and it's like writing on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
It really is awesome. And then Rebecca, how much is it? I believe version 2 is $400. Version 1 was 700. Um, version 2 is $400, and then depending on which stylus you get, I think the
It's
stylus
$100 for the stylus. It's
it's
500 bucks.
50, yeah, it's $500. It's $50 for this
Yeah.
stylus, and it's $100 for the one with the eraser, which I'd get the one with the eraser if it
And
was
also understand, Nathan, um, Like Greg doesn't like writing on glass. He also doesn't like typing on glass with his phone. He uses a BlackBerry that has a keyboard.
Look at that. Look at that. Huh? How about that?
So just like BlackBerry is filling a specific niche,
Yeah.
ReMarkable is filling a certain niche as well. People who want to write notes, take notes, and keep. It's just a paper replacement, and I prefer paper over digital, but I don't take nearly as many notes as he does, so I haven't had a reason to buy one because I'm a totally different aspect of what I do, so I don't need a ReMarkable. You know, my phone, my tablet, my tool notebook is all I need for what I do. But with the amount of jobs that Greg's bouncing between, the ReMarkable is the only way that he can stay organized
Yeah.
and focused, because we'd get to staff meeting at our office and he'd inevitably forget that folder for that client that he's supposed to talk to. And now it's just like you have your entire file system with you no matter where you
Yeah.
go. So I think that's the perfect system for you.
Yeah, for sure. But I guess the bottom line, I mentioned it earlier, is you have to figure out, everybody kind of has their own personality and their own preferences. So just figure out what works for you. But I guess the bottom line is it has to be figured out. It has to be something where you keep yourself organized and whatever works for you works. But it has to be where you can deliver what you're supposed to be delivering when you're supposed to be
Yeah,
delivering.
because if you're an executive of any group, if you get stuck, forget things, don't do things, you're just going to start falling behind. And,
It's stressful,
yeah,
I would wake up at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Oh, and I just remembered something that needed to get done yesterday that I'd forgotten. I mean, it was becoming way too many things flying around in the air.
Yeah.
And so, this helps me sleep well and maintain my sanity.
Until you start writing another book, and then you'll be up at 3 o'clock again with all your ideas about writing your next book.
Yeah.
Anyway, we hope you guys had fun tonight. Rebecca,
Yeah.
thanks for the great comments there. Nathan, thank you for also putting in your feedback in there as well. We love interacting with you guys. Please, come back next week every Monday, 7 o'clock. If you have a topic you want us to write about or talk about, write about. We've been talking about writing. Now I'm talking about writing topics. If you have a topic you want us to talk about, please let us know for next week. There's a note in Greg's ReMarkable to find a new live stream topic for next Monday. So, we're going to come up with some topics, and every Monday, 7 o'clock, we're going to be doing a live stream. Jerome just wrote in the comments, damn, got here too late. Sorry, Jerome. This will be back up to rewatch momentarily after we end the recording. It will process and then come back up to watch.
How long does it take for it to process? And
I don't know. It's different every time. Sometimes it's a half an hour. Sometimes it's less. Sometimes it's more. I'm not really sure. We have it set up so that as soon as it processes, it immediately goes live. It doesn't have to wait or anything like that.
Okay,
But let us know what comments you want us to talk about next week. And also, if there's a better time, I know we're trying to find a time that works for the most people at once. We're doing 7 o'clock Mondays. We don't know if that's a good time. If you think that there's a better time that we would have more people interacting, then please let us know. And if we end up changing it, we'll let you guys know. But every Monday, right now, Monday, 7 o'clock, it won't change between now and next weekend. We'll be back. So, Jermone Carter, even though you were late this time, just set a reminder in your phone. We'll see you next week, Monday, 7 o'clock, and watch the replay. We talked about a lot of really good stuff tonight. We love talking to you guys. Yeah.
And also, I just want to say we have this new program called Adventure to Profit that Abby and I are doing.
Yeah.
And can you flash the URL again, Neil, before you sign off? You can apply to work with us personally. And you just go to adventuretoprofit.com and you can fill out the application and see if you would qualify to work with us personally. So,
and then you will get a piece. You will be in a piece of Greg's ReMarkable.
that's
Your
right.
name will exist inside of that ReMarkable
That's
tablet
right.
with your own data sheet. That's
That's
priceless.
right.
So,
Of course it is.
yeah, that's priceless.
So I just
So,
wanted to say we're here to help everybody.
yeah, we're here to help. Tell your friends. Everybody should be here next Monday, 7 o'clock. We'll have a new topic. Go back through some of our previous live streams. We've talked about customer service. We've talked about selling. We
Profit
talked about
first.
profit first. We talked about big tech. So we come up with different topics each week. And this week was about productivity and how Greg keeps his sanity. So that's all we have for you guys tonight. Have a good one. We will see you next week.